guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ariel and today I wanted to come on here and talk about salon suites. For those of you that don't know, I am in the beauty industry and I did open up my own suite about 4.5 months ago. I did a lot of YouTube searching and Googling. I just wanted to come on here and give some information in regards to that for anyone who is maybe thinking about taking that next step in their career, what the steps were for me, how I was able to do it, and my thoughts on it now being that I am a few months in. I do nails professionally. I've been doing nails for like 7 years now. And right before I opened up this space, I was working full-time at a full-service salon. And honestly, I was not happy at all, just because the type of clientele that was coming in was not like my ideal clientele. And aside from that, like, I'm not good with like being on someone else's schedule. I don't like having to answer to anyone. And I wanted to do more with my career, and there were certain things I wasn't able to do working at someone else's establishment. So I just felt like this was the time. I opened up my space in June. At this point now, I'm super happy that I did that. Definitely made the right decision. So I'm just gonna explain a little bit of like what led up to that, what the process was for me, and how I was actually able to do it. There was a situation with the owner where she basically accused me of like taking her clients outside of the salon. She said one of her hair clients basically sought her out to tell her that they booked an appointment with me outside of the salon. I was like, that's not true. Like, what? But because at this point, like, that was not true. Like, it really bothered me because I was a good employee. Like, I never called off, none of that. So like, she never dealt with like nothing from me. Like, I was very much professional, come in, get my work done and leave. My clients loved me. I do a really good job. Like, so I didn't have complaints from anywhere. I come back to work like that following Wednesday and I see her, and basically she starts accusing me again. And so I'm like, I literally don't know what you're talking, like, I don't know what else to tell you at this point. Like, you're not even coming at me with any facts. You're just being accusatory. So like, I don't know what you want to do. You want to sit here and argue back and forth. I don't have time for this shit. Like, you're literally causing drama for me in my life. Like, I don't have drama in my life. You're causing problems for me. This is a job. I can go to any salon and work. I'm very talented. I don't need to put up with this shit. So like, that was my mentality. So my mom used to work at that salon too. And so she's really good friends with a lot of the people that work there. And basically the owner's manager, who's like her right hand, told my mom that this owner has a history of doing this to her employees. Like, she'll make up stories and question you about stuff just to see like if you'll be honest with her and tell her if you have a space or something. Like, it's crazy. But clearly so basically he's a nut. Like, something's wrong with her, because clearly she was doing this to other employees too. I wasn't the first one. What I did was I ended up touring the suite that I'm at now, and it just seemed like a perfect fit for me because at the time they were running a promotion where like basically you get like a sign-on bonus. And so I used that bonus towards the first month of rent. Now I pay rent weekly here, but at the time I was like, okay, this is a sign from God. I don't have to worry about the first month's rent. The location was still close enough to the salon that I was at, so I felt like most of my clients would follow me from where I was. I went ahead and opened up my spot. Again, I didn't have a full book, and so I was worried about that. So what I did in the meantime to keep my bills paid was I continued to work at the salon that I was at part-time. And then on the days that I was off and the hours before I would have to go into the salon, I would take clients here just to help like supplement my bills and make sure like everything would be covered. I really just had like a handful of clients that I felt like would follow me, because whenever you do change locations, you will lose clients. Like, you will lose a percentage of clients. So you just have to be realistic about that. Like, all summer long, that's all I did was work and just run from here and then like immediately have to go run to that salon and be there all day. So like, I was working 24/7. Mind you, I have 2 kids at home and I have a man, and like he helps with like everything, so like that wasn't a problem, but still just like dealing with that on top of basically working 2 jobs. Like I had no time for I just got really like burned out, and like I wasn't getting any new clients. I feel like I wasn't getting any new clients. It was just like my regulars that I had taken from the salon and the few clients that I had. So I was like, I was honestly feeling like, okay, we'll just close the suite and just go back to full time at the salon. But in my heart, that's really not what I wanted to do, because I was not happy there at all. Like I would literally, my body would literally, I would start to have anxiety attacks on the way to that salon. Like my body literally was rejecting that place. So I was like, I don't know what to do. I just felt like I was in like a really weird limbo. And fast forward to like September, because we're in October now. So this all happened in September, whenever I felt like I was in a weird limbo and like I had to make a change. So like all summer long, I was like working like a dog. And September, she found out about my suite, and it was the end of the day. And of course, she didn't approach me like a businesswoman would. She approached me confrontational. Like, I heard you have your own suite, da 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 da. And I was like, listen, do whatever you feel like you need to do as a business owner, because she wasn't making it clear she was firing me on it. She was just like being confrontational. And so she was like, oh, that's what I'm doing. I was like, well, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing at this point? Because I don't have time to argue with you. I was like, do what you feel like you need to do as a business owner. And she was like, well, I'm letting you go. I said, okay, that's all you had to say. All you had to do was come back here and say, Ariel, I understand that you have your own suite. As a conflict of interest, I'm letting you go. That's all you had to say. But instead, you wanted to be confrontational and sit here and argue with somebody. Meanwhile, this lady's like in her 70s, okay? You have mental problems. Anyways, she fired me. And I was like, you know what? Whenever she fired me, I grabbed my stuff. And I was like, as soon as I got in my car on my drive home, like I called my man, I called my mom, and I was just like laughing about it. Like I literally felt such a relief, because it was like such like a toxic environment. Leaving gave me time to focus on creating content and focus on being more consistent on social media. And when I tell you that's like the best thing that could have happened for me, it really was. Because as soon as I got fired, I took like a few days to just like regroup and like figure out what I needed to do. But whenever I started posting consistently and using the right hashtags and like offering a discount, like a referral program for my existing client, and making myself searchable through like Google and stuff, honestly, I have been getting so many new clients, referrals. I mean, making way more money now, even not being fully booked, than I was making working there full time, because she took 50% commission. If this is something that you've been thinking about, or you're not happy, you just don't see a way, because honestly, I would have done this a lot sooner, but I didn't see a way to make it work. Like I didn't see a way how I would be able to pay all my overhead and pay the rent here with the little amount of clients that I had, until that situation happened. And it just really made me like, I just have to put the extra work in for a few months and it'll pay off. So I feel like if you're in a situation that like I was in, to where like, you know, this is what you want to do long term, you don't want to be working for someone else long term, but you don't see a way that you can make it work because maybe you don't have clientele like that, you could do what I did and work part-time at this place and part-time at your place, just to help in the meantime, while you're building your book, help with the overhead that you have. Because honestly, there would have been no other way for me to do it. It's honestly the best decision that I made for myself. Now, do I want to stay in a suite for the rest of my career? I don't know. It is a small space and I'm already outgrowing it with the amount of stuff that I have. But I definitely feel like even if you're someone who eventually wants to open up your own salon, having a suite is a great stepping stone, because you're learning how to run a salon at a smaller capacity. And I think that you definitely, you don't necessarily need it, but I think for most people, it's an advantage, and it's a learning curve. Everything is a learning curve. Me being here is helping me grow as an individual and as a business owner. I would definitely encourage anyone who knows that they don't want to work for someone else for the rest of their life. Open up a suite. Use it as a stepping stone. That way, whenever you do go to open up a salon, you are better equipped, you have more knowledge, and more likely be more successful in this industry. The process for opening up this space was really freaking easy. Now, of course, every suite is going to work differently. I am in salon suites. I'm not in like a business suite where I do see a lot of people do open up salons in business suite. I don't know how that goes. However, I know for me, the suites that I'm located at, they do a lot to help you in terms of giving you the information that you need in order to open it up without having to do all of the research by yourself. They definitely help you with that. I mean, they're not sitting there holding your hand, but they give you a pamphlet of the steps that you need to take in order to be a legal business and a legally operating salon, whatever salon that is. I mean, the suites that I'm at, there's massage therapists, there's nail salons, there's hairdressers, there's barbers, there's estheticians, there's people that do like injectables, but for me, I'm registered as a nail salon. The steps for me was basically I put the deposit down on the suite, and that was to hold the suite. What they do is, you know, they prep the room for you. If you want it painted, they'll paint it for you. You know, they'll make the customizations that you need for the room. Like this was a hair salon suite, so they took the sink, the hair washing sink out, the chair, the vanity, because I don't need any of that, right? So they took all that stuff out. I moved all my stuff in. So I put the deposit down, a few weeks passed, they were ready for me. So then at that point, I signed the actual lease. And because I had the first month's rent free, I didn't have to pay the first week of rent. That was free. I moved my stuff in, and I had scheduled a walkthrough with the State Board of Cosmetology. They contacted me. I had to pay. You have to pay, I think I paid like $100 some for them to come out. You have to make sure all of your suite's ready to go. Like you have everything. They give you a checklist of what is required by law to have in your suites. And it's really simple. I mean, for me, it was basically just like your table, like your station to work at, a certain amount of towels. You need like a blood spill kit, a first aid kit, a sink within like a certain area. Just like little things like that. It was really easy stuff to get your hands on. I think I pretty much went on Amazon for all of the stuff that I didn't already have, and it was really just like a handful of things. And then the state board, someone will contact you to set up the actual in-person meeting and inspection, which is what I did. And then the inspector will come out to your space, and they will ask you a series of questions, you know, just like, what are your services? Will you have any employees? Things of that nature, nothing crazy. And then they'll just go through the checklist to make sure that you have everything that they are required. And then if you pass the inspection, which I did, they give you a temporary license to use while you wait for your actual license to come in the mail. For me, they will come back once at the 2-year mark, if I'm still here, to do another inspection. So it was a really simple, really easy process. I can say honestly, the best thing that I have done in order to get new clients is posting on social media consistently. For me, I've been posting every day, but obviously whatever works for you, you need to decide. I've been using local hashtags, anything pertaining to the city that I'm in. Like also, I always ask my new clients, like, how did you find me? And a lot of them will say that they are using Instagram and TikTok as a search engine. So that's why I said it's important to use your hashtags properly. I've gotten a lot of new clients from that alone. as well as I've gotten new clients from Google, just searching. I guess they're searching like the services that they want in the area that they want, and they're finding me that way. As well as I've been offering a referral program to my clients where I tell every single person that sits in my chair, whether it was an old client or a new client, that if they refer a new client to me and they book, the new client will receive 20% off their first service, and you will receive 20% off your next service. And if you continue to keep referring new clients to me, I will continue to keep giving you 20% off. I know it seems like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's really not. It's like either that or you're not getting paid at all. So I've been getting a lot of clients from that as well. And also, retaining your clientele is very important as well. Giving them a good experience, being polite, being professional, being warm, being welcoming, doing a really good job. My clients come back, their retention is amazing, and that's why I'm able to charge the prices that I charge, because my clients don't have to come back as often as they would if they just went to a chop shop.